twice every week?
Something.
That's fair.
3 weeks here now. You've got a chance to look at all the film. How do you feel about where you guys are at as an offense?
And what's the next step for you guys as you continue to chase a Big Ten title?
All our focus is on the day-to-day. It's on improvement. It's on competing at practice, working hard, getting back to the fundamentals. We really just take it day-to-day, and if we continue to do that, we'll like it.
Kirk talked about that 95-yard drive and why he felt that was important is because he thought sometimes maybe you guys are chasing some big plays here and there, and that showed you what it can look like as you just chip away. Do you feel like that was your takeaway from that too, and what did that drive mean to you guys as a team?
I'm only talking about Colorado State this week, so just focused on having a great week of preparation, and I think we've had 2 really good days of prep so far, and a couple more moving forward.
They're like a 4-3 or 4-2-5 base. It looks almost a little bit more like Iowa than the first 3 teams.
Totally.
How has that helped you, or prepare, just because it's a lot like camp and stuff like that?
Yeah, it makes preparation a little bit easier, just because you don't have to train your eyes to see a totally foreign thing. But really, each week it gets down to how we do things. We will learn any scheme that we have to. The big challenge just becomes is how well can we execute, and I think we have a really good couple days so far, and just got to keep chopping.
Their mic seems to be pretty active. You had a lot of tackles the other day. What's that? I mean, your pre-snap's the same, and Tyler's is the same, but what do you watch for with him, just as far as getting players in the right spots?
Yeah, I'd say about their front seven as a whole is pretty physical and talented. They play hard. Just something to be aware of. You never want to. You always want to respect your opponent, and certainly if a guy's showing up on tape, then it's important to really respect him, and I think we're doing that.
I know you're not saying you're talking about the other day, but what about Torrey's pass? Did you help him through that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
He just went out there. I guess that's just from playing in the backyard, probably. But even then, and I don't even know if they throw the football in Australia. Probably not. But that was all him. No help from me.
So you're not going to send him out to Tony, for any?
Oh no. Maybe I'll take him with me or something like that. But, no, that's fine.
Spencer, what's having Kyler back in the lineup do for this football team?
He's a great leader. A guy that's played a lot of football, played a lot of good football for us. We have a lot of youth on our offensive line, so when you get a guy like Shooter back, it helps tremendously. Just as a good example that he sets, and the way he can lead, by example, and then also just getting on guys if he needs to, and help pushing guys along. So it's been a great asset.
When you guys run to the boundary a lot, have had a lot of success to that. I think the other day the naked pitch, and then of course the other touchdown. What makes you guys so successful, especially when it seems like they're putting all their defenders to the field, and it's one-on-one. What really helps that offense going?
So like with run plays, it's all about leverage with the linebackers and the defensive line. Outside zone plays, you want to be leveraged by the middle linebacker. You want him backside. Inside zone, you want him in front. So really just becomes about what plays are good each week against the fronts you're going to see, and then where the linebacker is going to line up depending on the formation, and that's really what determines whether run plays should be good or not. And then it just becomes about the offensive line executing, and they're doing a good job and they're working hard every day. So
Riley Moss said to us last week that you and your roommates have visited each other's homes.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when did all 3 of your roommates come to your place?
All 4 did, yes. Yeah. So
okay, I know Linderbaum and Regani and
so Linderbaum,
not Regani.
Yep, Linderbaum, Regani, Riley Moss, and Ryan Gersande.
Oh.
Those are the guys I live with, and they came out to San Francisco area in May of 2019, and it was a lot of fun just because. One of the funniest things was like Riley was complaining the whole time about how expensive everything was when he wasn't paying for anything. And it's like, and it's like, dude, just like my dad's buying you dinner, like just why are you complaining, but like we went to a Giants game, we went surfing, we had a lot of fun. And it's cool, I've been to all their hometowns, now, so it's fun.
Well, I mean, you're it from Northern California here. It's like an island.
Well, not anymore. Gavin Cook, freshman, safety from my high school, Marin Catholic.
Okay.
But
But
basically.
But I mean, was adapting here at all different for you? With guys, everybody you play with, except for Gavin, has a different experience.
Yeah. No, yeah, everyone's different culturally, especially in the Midwest. Culture's different than California, but I think the common theme about guys on this team is we have a lot of good people, a lot of really good teammates that love coming to work every day, and that no matter where you're from or how you grew up, when you kind of have that common goal and then the common quality of character, it makes it easy to fit in and to gel.
One more thing in this vein, Moss said that Iowa teams would beat California teams because they hit harder. I trust you disagree.
Yeah, so my senior year, our whole offensive skill, played Division I football. All 4 receivers plus running back and quarterback. We had a bunch of guys on the line. One of USC's starting defensive tackles was on my high school team my senior year. So maybe they'd be more physical. I doubt it, but the big mismatch would be maybe Riley could cover one of our guys, but the rest of Ankeny Centennial team in 2017 could not hang with Marin Catholic.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. To know that our work in the off season's paying off, people notice that. But at the same time, we got to come in every day. Work rankings are more for your grandmas and your parents to look at and talk about. But if we keep coming in here every day doing our job, the rankings in December, January is really going to matter for us.
Is it difficult to not think about it when you keep on getting asked about it?
It's a little bit, yeah. But I mean, we know Coach talks to us about them about every day, about the rankings and stuff. So we kind of have it ingrained in our minds.
How about the Northland Lynx and their team this year?
I haven't watched much, but I keep up on Twitter and stuff like that. And they're having a heck of a season so far, 4-0, and they haven't gave up very many points. What I'm seeing, so they're doing a great job.
Tyler Goodson, after his game the other day, credits the offensive line. For you guys, what does that mean when that's like the first thing he mentions?
I think it kind of just shows how much everyone relies on other people on the field, just as a team. He can't do his job without us. We can't do our job without a running back running the ball. So, it's a really team effort, and just for everyone to know that and not be selfish about it, it's awesome.
What did it mean to get him going the other day for this offense?
It's a lot because it got some pass game going. And he brings a lot of energy to the game. And when he's got the energy going, everyone's got the energy going. So just we need to keep that going.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
How were the butterflies getting out there again finally?
They weren't too bad, to be honest. Thought they might be a little worse. I think because I didn't play right in the first drive. I kind of knew what I was going into. And I got some experience playing, so they weren't crazy bad.
Did it feel good to hit somebody?
Oh, yeah, it felt great.
Is it like riding a bike?
Yeah, a little bit like riding a bike.
So how do you like the rotation that you guys are doing there? Is it okay, or is it tough for a player to kind of get a rhythm when you're doing that rotation?
I think it's what's best for us right now, especially we got some younger guys, but at the same time we got fresh legs going in there. Defense might be a little bit more tired, and we're sending a fresh guy in there that can do just as good a job as who we had in there. So I think it's what's best for us right now, and it's working.
Do you anticipate kind of ramping up your reps in the next week or so?
Yeah, that's kind of what the plan was. The plan was I wasn't going to do a crazy amount of reps last week, and probably not going to do a crazy amount this week either, but just keep gradually getting more reps, and more reps.
Does that competition kind of make all of you guys better, where you're all kind of jumping in there?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes us better, and so we compete harder every day in practice, and that's just pushing everyone.
You were mentioning kind of being a coach while you were gone or hurt. What's been your message to younger offensive linemen?
Kind of just keeping your head in it. Don't let one play really ruin your whole practice, because you can see that with younger guys. Sometimes they'll have one bad play and they won't forget about it, and they gotta. So I've kind of just been preaching, you gotta flush it, you gotta move on and go to the next one.
How do you build that? How do you build that short-term memory?
It's tough at times, especially for younger guys who I'm trying to teach it to, who I was trying to teach it to. It's really just repetitions.
What have you seen from Mason so far?
He's doing a heck of a job. Super athletic kid, and he's got a huge ceiling he can hit.
Balin Hay, how many times have you done that? How many times have you jumped off the wagon?
hundreds, thousands of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just this one time that
Things went wrong. Yeah, I landed funny.
What was it like to deliver that news to your coach?
It was one of the tougher things I've ever had to do. I was sitting there like, oh, do I call him? I have to call him. I have to call him.
Take me through that day. What did you have to say?
I was just, hey, coach, did something stupid. think I might have done something to my foot. He's like, all right, come talk to the trainers. We'll figure it out. So it wasn't too bad.
yeah, and then you're like,
Yeah.
but it's your senior year.
I know,
mean,
I know.
If this would have been 2 years ago, you've been mad because it might have
Yeah.
impacted your playing status.
Yeah.
But this is more.
Yeah,
this is the
for
final
sure.
run, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 years ago, I was still a walk-on going into the season, so that would have been tough. But now, I mean, you could say that, but at the same time, I want to be out there with my guys. So, no matter what year it was, it's tough.
Did they give you a hard time about it?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a hard time, but nothing too bad.
What have they been saying?
Just making fun of me, making how I shouldn't be jumping off stuff.
Means anything at this time of the year. Those things mean a little more come November, December. But right now it's all about improvement and trying to reach the ceiling for this team. So
Coaches kind of reinforce that too, right?
yeah, absolutely. We hear it plenty, and they're absolutely right about that. So.
It's kind of funny. Finally get back on Twitter, and now you guys are just talking about getting off Twitter.
Yeah.
So you don't have to care about it.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost on just scrolling throughout the day. But you know, if you're being productive with your time watching film, you shouldn't have too much time on there anyway. So.
How did it feel for you guys as a group to have 7 sacks?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great, and we enjoyed that. But at this point, we're focused on Colorado State now, and we want to improve off that performance last week. So,
How do you guys improve off of it?
I mean, there's other areas. We had a good week rushing the passer, but we can improve in other areas. This week, big time stopping the run, and they have a lot of play action stuff, transition in the pass rush on those type of plays. So.
Are they more like a traditional kind of Big Ten team? Is that how that Colorado State looks?
Yeah. So their offensive coordinator was the quarterbacks coach at Wisconsin for a few years, and then I think their head coach was at BC. So not that they're Big Ten, but they run some power gap schemes. So yeah, definitely more traditional like that.
Is it easier when you're prepping for a team that you know nothing about to pair them with a Big Ten opponent in terms of how they look? Does that make it easier for everybody to kind of take in all the information that you're going to get this week?
Yeah, I mean, we try to prepare the same way for each opponent. Obviously, there's going to be different schemes, and there's some schemes that we've seen this week that are similar to what we've seen, and so yeah, we're trying to take in all the information we can, get any tendencies, and play fast. So.
Yeah, as a defense, obviously you guys piled up the sacks this week, but you've had pressure in all 3 weeks and made life tough for the quarterback. Is it more satisfying for you guys to take the QB down, or throwaways, interceptions, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as you guys are making life hard for them? Yeah,
we know we're not going to get 7 sacks every week, but disrupting the quarterback is really what we're trying to do in any way possible. I mean, just an example, I watched AJ Epinesa this week, had like nine quarterback pressures. Didn't have a sack, but he was making a huge difference in the game. So anything we can do to, make a difference and disrupt the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, that's what we want to do. So.
From a numbers standpoint like that, I think a lot of people stress that the pressures are really a more valuable, repeatable statistic than sacks. Do you guys look at numbers like that, and how do you evaluate? Is pressure a thing that you guys are tracking here too?
We don't necessarily look at the numbers, but we just try to evaluate the film more so and see, are we making this guy uncomfortable? Are we getting back to him? Are we making effect on the throws? So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at.
I think you guys have gotten the backup quarterback in all 3 games. Is that kind of a badge of honor for the defense to get to that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really pay attention too much to what they're doing. Obviously, if they have different personnel in the game, we know different tendencies that guys like to do. But yeah, I mean, we just do our job, and whoever's in there, we go all out effort and try to get to them. So.
A little bit. I mean, I worked with somebody that worked there, so she gave me a shirt.
Yeah, Kyle shot. Well, what's the mood like in the building? 3-0.
Feeling good, but not getting complacent. You know, got to keep on working. And while it was a good win, there's still plenty of things we have to clean up on both sides of the ball. So it's still going to be a process. You know, we're not going to play our best game ever. We're going to continue to try to, you know, get better and improve each week. But we've been doing pretty good things so far. Now that we're 3-0, we just got to keep that ball moving.
What is it that has to improve as an offense, and how do you feel about where you guys are at now after, you know, getting 3 weeks here of a sample size of what you look like?
Just cleaning up execution. You know, that's just what comes with, you know, improving as an offense. Cleaning up execution. You know, we do things in practice that works well, but sometimes it doesn't work good in the game, and that's just execution at that point. And we have to stop making some of the mistakes. We had some penalties and stuff like that, but we're going to improve this week. We're going to improve ball security. You know, keeping the football in our hands and just getting better.
How are you addressing the ball security issues?
Just make sure we're having good ball security. Really, you know, things like that. It's never like a mental type of issue. It's all just technique. And while we can't control what the other team does, it's always you know, important to have good ball security. And no matter what happens out there on the field, a ball has to be in our hands.
What's Coach Betts tell you after the game?
I mean, obviously the game is a little bit tough for me, but I'm looking forward, and that's, you know, something he, you know, tried his best to tell me also. Just continue to look forward, and luckily I've been able to play a lot of good football in my days, and you know, I know my ability, and I'm not going to lose any bit of my confidence. And he just told me that same things, keep my confidence. I'm doing extremely good things out there on the field. And while sometimes it didn't look too good out there for me, but I know there's still plenty more I can give to this football team, and I'm going to continue to do that.
I'm guessing you're kind of just itching to get a carry on Saturday, right?
Yeah, definitely itching to get a carry. And, you know, I'm in the game plan still, and I'm going to get good work this game. So, I mean, we're just going to continue. I got to continue to, you know, continue to show my ability.
Being an older guy who's obviously been through adversity here in a lot of different forms, how much do you feel better equipped to handle, you know, stuff like this when, you know, a couple games may not unfold the way you want them to?
Yeah, it definitely helps a little bit, you know, just being able to have that experience. And, you know, I've been through, like you said, I've been through a little bit of adversity in my days. And just that experience of knowing what I'm capable of is really important, to know that I shouldn't feel down about anything. You know, there's still so much I can give. And if I'm thinking about the past and too much in my head, that's a bad thing, and that's something that's absolutely not in the picture for me. So I just have to continue to know what I can do and looking at it that way as what I'm going to do.
You were voted a captain last week, and I was wondering how that felt for you and what that meant to you.
I felt good. Each week, you know, captains are voted by, you know, our own teammates, and to be able to have that, get those votes from my guys, really felt special. And you know, just some of my leadership that I've been trying to instill into this team is, you know, it's being seen, it's really being heard. I'm continuing to, you know, try my best to continue to instill that into, you know, my teammates and my coaches.